Hello and welcome back to X-Men, the animated series Re-Examined. It's X-Men Re-Examined. I'm Dan Bain.
Hey, I'm Harv Harkeen.
That's right, and when the two of us get together, it's time for two grown men to spend way too much of their personal time examining a cartoon from their childhood. Today, we're looking at episode 6, Cold Vengeance.
What a title. What a title. Cold
title.
Vengeance.
My nipples are already cold and poking out of my t-shirt. Harv, tell us all what happens in Cold Vengeance. Recap the episode.
Well, guys, this saga just keeps on giving in a soap opera fashion. You remember from last week, Wolverine had ducked out on the X-Mansion. He's gone away. Where's he gone? Canada. We have a little story of Sabretooth chasing down Wolverine in Canada and stopping him having an amazing life that he finds with an Inuit tribe. And we also have a side plot here where some X-Men go to a magical land called Genosha. Why is it magical? Because they're spouting that they're mutant friendly. So Cyclops dispatches the team to go check that out. Are they friendly to mutants? Spoiler alert, they're not. And it's great. It's an episode of two different storylines, and it's branching out to the bigger universe of this X-Men animated series. Lots going on.
Yep. Heaps to talk about. Heaps of new things as well, which is always we're not just kind of retreating familiar territory here. We're as you say, we're pushing out. There's new things. The bigger picture is painted.
First reactions of this. I like that the episode starts with where we left off from the last one, where Scott and Jean are going into Wolverine's room going, "Hey, Wolverine, I just wanted to say thank you for saving us." And he's gone, like a teenager sneaking out to a party. His room's in a mess, the window's open. I like that Wolverine he left out the window. He couldn't leave out the front door like an adult.
Yeah. He's got a real, I'm running away from home.
That's right.
Kind of vibe.
Yeah, and I'm going to trash my room first, and I'm not making my bed.
Yeah. Cyclops misses a lot of clues here. He's like, why would he do this? Why? I did not see this coming.
I think
wow.
Yeah.
And there's like just photos on the ground with his face cut out of the...
I'm glad you mentioned that, because as the camera pans across, there's a picture of Scott and Jean that Wolverine has ripped a little bit. But the thing is, in this photo, Jean looks awful and Scott looks great. So I'm like, who does Wolverine have the crush on? Why would he keep a terrible photo of Jean? So we get this lovely reaffirmation of the love triangle, and we cut away to Arctic Canada. And the rest of this Wolverine story arc is kind of set in a version of... in a part of Canada that is just made of ice cliffs. There are so many cliffs in the rest of this episode.
It really imagines a curious version of Canada.
Yeah.
Where Canada is, as you say, just... It's like Canada is an ice age civilization.
Think of any snow level you've played in a video game. That's where this episode is set. So Wolverine comes skiing in like he's Roger Moore, James Bond. And comes out and goes, it's good to be home. And
he also, I'd love to see him in the... I just imagining him in the... If he was actually in the Wolverine suit rather than his kind of 70s little wilderness kind of gear, he also would probably look a lot like Stupid Sexy Flanders.
Yes. Oh my god, he absolutely has stolen Flanders' clothes, hasn't he?
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
Yeah. So Sabretooth's been chasing him because he's got nothing better to do than, get some cold vengeance. And as Wolverine's crossing a bridge, an ice bridge, because it's a video game level, Sabretooth sets off a bomb that he's pre-put there. How he knew Wolverine was going to cross it, I don't know. We'll just give it to him. But I did love that on watching it again, the remote on his bomb has an on and an off button. Bomb on! Bomb on now! I want bombs blowing up now!
I mean, once you've turned it on, surely you can't go, oh, actually, no, fuck, turn it off.
Oh, bomb off! Oh, no!
Off. Oh.
I've had some terrible realizations.
Why did I do that? That was too soon.
So during this ambush, the first thing Wolverine says is, "Sabretooth, I should have smelled you."
Yeah. Strong argument. I mean, there's a combination of Wolverine does sniffing, but also kind of 90s Bart Simpson kind of smell you later to it as well.
Did you get cold watching Sabretooth? Because he's not wearing anything. Like, Wolverine's in his, like, you know, wrapped up gears, and Sabretooth, I know he's got like that big kind of like fur halo around his shoulders that looks like, you know, like a hoodie.
He's kind of got
like
a
fur hood.
mane.
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, Dan's very good at words like that. But the rest of his body is all like sleek and stuff. I just thought, gee, he must be. That's the reason he's so pissed off. He's freezing.
He's kind of got like he's got less the fur of like a polar bear and more the fur of like on his body. It's kind of like a gazelle.
Yeah.
You know, it's like like a short kind of fine fur.
During this fight, so they tussle it out on the ice, and during this fight, I noticed something. Wolverine headbutts Sabretooth. Did you notice that? Would you rather be punched in the face or headbutted?
I mean, depends how big the head is.
Good point. Getting headbutted by MODOK, who's just a head with arms and legs.
Yeah.
Again, they talk about so Wolverine falls in the drink, and Sabretooth has a lot of like classic villain lines in this, like my vengeance will be, quenched, and we will battle forever, and all that shit. And I do like the reaffirmation here that he says, not even your healing factor can help you survive in this cold.
I mean, yeah, Sabretooth is a villain in the classic moustache twirling kind of mode.
Really is, isn't he?
He's evil for evil's sake. Or he's evil just because he hates Wolverine. That's his deal. It's
we're teased that we'll find out why. I mean, like, you know, we did find out that, like, Wolverine said previously that Sabretooth had killed some of his mates. But we don't know for sure why Sabretooth wants to kill Wolverine. And at this point, Sabretooth has taken out a big chunk of his schedule to just hunt down Wolverine and make his life misery.
He's really kind of cleared the calendar.
There's a little shot in there where Sabretooth goes back to a snowmobile, like filled with provisions and stuff, and he would have been packing all the stuff going, okay, how long am I going to be hunting Wolverine? What do I need? Yeah. 6 pairs of underpants?
Yeah. Well, no. Like, he's just clearly bought all this food and no clothes. I'll just wrap myself up in my mane.
I'll wrap myself up in my rage.
Yeah, exactly.
Snuggle up to that.
So that kind of sets us for, I guess, the A storyline of the episode, which is Sabretooth and Wolverine's messy adventures in Canada. The next thing that kind of happens is we go back to what will be the other storyline of the episode, which is let's go on holiday.
Yeah, and this one, like, Cyclops is having a fight with Wolverine. He's having a fight with Gambit. I really like this little interaction in the X Mansion between Gambit and Cyclops, where they're fighting, and Cyclops is saying, "I just don't want you spreading rumors." And Gambit, pulls out a card like, "What's wrong, mon ami?" And Professor X has to come in there and be like, "Okay, what's going on? I don't care who started it." Yeah. And so the conceit is,
and then it's a bit embarrassing where, like, they're all like, we want to go on holiday, but Cyclops says we can't. And then Professor X is like, oh yeah, you can go on holiday. Cyclops is like, fine, I get to pick who goes.
Yeah. Oh, I like that Gambit. So the conceit here is that they found Genosha, an island nation that is apparently welcoming mutants, and Gambit has found out this somehow from his mutant forums, surfing on the early 90s web, and he wants to go there, and Cyclops chooses a team. There's a little dig there where so he suggests it, and Professor X does say, okay, perhaps we could all use a holiday. It's all been quite stressful lately with all the things that have been going on. And again, I love how the series keeps referring back to, we're all moving through the same thing. Like, the episodes are not modular. We've been through Night of the Sentinels. We've been through Intermagneto. We've been to fighting the Morlocks. Guys, we need a goddamn break. And so he says, yeah, okay, pick 3 X-Men and go on holiday. And as he's leaving, he just turns around and goes, and Cyclops, maybe you could have a holiday as well. And that's the first time Professor X is going, just chill the fuck out, man.
Dial it down a notch.
Yeah, like, I know I'm a huge Cyclops fan, but even in this interaction, I was like, yeah, Cyclops, just give it a break, mate.
You don't need to be fighting the hidden war every day of the week.
Yeah. So Storm, Jubilee, and Gambit are chosen to go to a resort to check it out, to go on holiday. How do you feel about that party group, Dan? If you got a little invitation, Gambit, Storm, and Jubilee, you want to go with them?
It's an interesting combination because it's combos we haven't really seen a lot of before, particularly Storm Gambit. We haven't really seen a lot of them kind of hanging out up to things.
I guess Storm's the responsible one. She's chosen because, if you... Look, imagine just seeing Gambit and Jubilee. They'd be like, how's the mission going? What? Yeah? Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Yeah, it's a mission at a casino.
By the way, there was a nice little throwaway joke there from Cyclops as we leave that scene there where Jean goes, yeah, Scott, maybe we could all use a vacation. And Cyclops goes, right. Yeah, from Gambit. I thought, yeah, good dig, Cyclops. Meow.
It's a good dig.
Yeah, it's
a good dig. Or is it like, your mum?
It's just nice to see Cyclops be a little bit bitchy rather than just morals, leader.
They're like, okay, you can have a holiday, but it's also a mission. Like, okay, because otherwise we can't write it off as a tax expense.
While we're on holiday, we've got to talk about work, okay? Yeah.
If we get audited.
I like when they go to the airport and Storm and Jubilee are in like holiday gear and Gambit's just like, Gambit's just wearing Gambit clothes.
Gambit's clothes are resort clothes. That's what he's decided. He's like, I see you guys have all got your resort gear on. So have I. I always dress awesomely.
Yeah. By the way, Gambit's outfit is just so bizarre when you stop and think about it. Like underneath he's wearing like this pink chest-plated armor or outfit, black pants, steel boots or silver boots. And he's like, what complements this? Bogey green jacket, brown duster.
Because it's also a lycra bodysuit with like a cowl.
Yes.
That kind of wraps and frames around his
Frames
face
the
as
face.
well. But cut out so that his hair can kind of breathe, I guess.
Yeah. I am looking for an outfit. I want a cowl, but I want it to go around the face, but around the back. No, I don't want it to be full hooded. I want my sprouts showing. Okay.
Yeah. It's very important. This is able to breathe.
Yeah. The ladies love it.
Oh, I love to. I deny them running their fingers through the hair.
Sacre bleu.
We've really relocated him in stereotypical France rather
Absolutely.
than Louisiana. And I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, like because I think he looks awesome. But yeah, you're right. As soon as you kind of stop and break down the look, you are like, some choices have been made here. They're sent off as tourists. They're told that their cover is to be tourists, but they're also to have a little bit of a look around. And they head off for their tropical holiday, of course, which is like a really lovely contrast to where we're going to jump back to the icy tundra of Canada as Hoth.
Yes. Rogue 2, I found him. I found Wolverine. Who finds it? Inuit tribe. And this storyline is very, the local tribe is going to take him in and look after him. And he's the stranger we found. We nursed him back to health. And now he's going to help us with our ways. And he's going to become one of the tribe. And he's going to enjoy it and love it. But one's going to get jealous. One in the tribe is going to get jealous.
Yeah, so Wolverine's kind of assimilating into this tribe, and the Kiwok is like basically everyone's like, oh, the stranger is very good at stuff.
Yeah,
the stranger is so good, and the stranger is great at all the things that they do.
with no reason to be. Like, the first thing they do is, like, they go out there and, like, oh, do you know how to throw a net? And he's like, I don't think Wolverine's ever thrown a fishing net. And he just nails it first time. I'm like, that's not a mutation.
Yeah. First time.
That is technique. Yep. How's he do that?
Every time.
Yeah. And just like, were you a fisherman, Wolverine? Did that happen?
He's just got a knack.
So, interesting little thing I noticed when these Inuits pick up Wolverine on the ice floe. There's a couple of Inuits in the boat, a couple of guys in the boat, and in the first shot you see them, they've both got mustaches. In fact, their faces look very similar. I think they really copy pasted, which is not what you want to be doing, guys. Come on, bit of sensitivity here. So they've both got mustaches, and in the next shot, one is clean shaven and the other one has just gone a full beard.
Amazing.
Like, the animator just was like, who was I drawing again? Oh shit, yeah. Oh god. Okay, well, I'll just go both extremes.
Oh, what did I draw? About 200 grams worth of hair. So I just put I put it all on this guy. There we go.
How did I distribute it?
Yeah. What was the hair distribution here?
So they find Wolverine, and I notice that Kiowak goes, oh, maybe we could just dump him at the federal, what are they called? At the government settlement. Maybe we'll get a reward, like a new snowmobile. But the way he says it, I'm kind of like, does that mean like cocaine or something? Like, because it's so it's so laden with innuendo. Like, we'll get some money. Maybe we'll get a snowmobile, if you know what I mean.
You guys know what I'm saying when I say snowmobile.
Yeah, we all know it, mate.
Yeah.
Massive cokehead.
Yeah, well, I mean, they all know it, but we are left to speculate.
Did you like, so Wolverine gets picked up, he's unconscious, and they take him back, and they do that classic, he wakes up in the tent like, oh, what's happening? Whoa, where am I? But did you notice he's in his ex costume? Topless? He's in his yellow spandex trousers and boots.
Yeah, right.
So either he had them on underneath as he was travelling around, like ready for action, or they were like, we stripped you and found these other clothes and we put these on you.
Yeah. Some questions arise from that. Because later, like, clearly, he wasn't wearing it, right? Because otherwise he really would have been skiing.
He was in ski gear. Yeah.
Like, later on, there's this moment where it's like, I have to return to the mask kind of thing, where he opens the bag and his little Wolverine mask is in there, and it's all like, I can never abandon this kind of the torturous part of my life.
When will I say goodbye to you?
Yeah. I like to assume he was just wearing them underneath.
Yeah, ready to pull it apart like Superman, get into it in case he needs it.
Exactly. Or also, maybe he realised he was a bit underdressed. You know, he's like,
it's actually really
cold. I'll put another layer on.
Yeah, this Yukon ain't fucking around, is it?
Yeah. So, jeez Louise.
Do you know what I just realised? So, when we first saw Wolverine and he was skiing and then Sabretooth attacks him, he was in ski gear. He fought Sabretooth in ski boots. Have you tried doing anything in ski boots?
Mostly fall over.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
trying to stomp. Fight a guy. Like, they're the worst footwear for fights.
Yeah, especially these very kind of acrobatic, leaping about kind of fights that they tend to do.
I don't care how good your heel arch acceleration is, not in ski boots. Yeah. Unless you're fighting a ski, they're the worst things to wear.
Yeah, or fighting gravity and losing.
Yeah. So he's doing well, and there's a bit where he goes, I'm happy, and this feels so weird. You know, when he's welcomed into the tribe, he's like, oh God, what's happening? I think I'm at peace, and I don't know how to be at peace. Is this what being happy is?
They do this cool, it feels like Christian youth camp kind of activity, where they get on the parachute.
Oh, yes! Yeah. And they're like, let's get Wolverine on the parachute. He's like, oh, happy and parachute antics in one day. I don't know how I'm going to handle this.
Yeah. He's like, oh, no, not me.
No. Yeah.
Then they're like, no, go on. And they
get on the parachute. Yeah. If you haven't been on a parachute, were you ever on a parachute like that? People around, if you don't know what you're talking about, you know, people stand around with holding a parachute. The people stand in a circle holding the parachute and get one person on the parachute, and they all put their arms up and, like, you know, you fly up and down on the parachute. It's great.
Yeah, like a trustful trampoline.
Exactly. It's like you're the center of attention and everyone's working to make you have fun. It's amazing.
And it's a difficult moment, I think, for Wolverine to feel that sense of belonging, right?
Do you think he's
after he's felt rejected from his other kind of
do you think he's quite giddy? Do you think he's like
family?
do you think he's quite happy and he's like, I've forgotten all about Jean and my troubles at the X Mansion?
I think he kind of has, in some ways, forgotten about Jean and his troubles at the X Mansion.
Do you reckon he was ready to just kind of join this tribe forever?
Yeah, I kind of think he was maybe entertaining the idea of it. I don't know. I mean, I'm probably just reading into it, but also you kind of feel like, is it the chief's daughter or something who kind of pays extra attention to him? And you're
she used to pay extra attention to me.
Exactly. And you're like, oh, there could be something here. There could, this could.
Yeah.
This could,
He's just that he's happy. Like, go live amongst them.
Yeah. And that's how it ends. And he stays there forever and is real happy the whole time.
Yeah. He has, a lovely family, and he grows old, and he throws away his claws and throws away the mask and the yellow spandex. Lives out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the others are arriving at the hotel, which is maybe my favorite moment of the episode, which is the sign on the desk that says, "Ask us about our mutant discount."
Okay, so obviously Genosha is a sham. They're saying that they're welcoming mutants because they want to capture them for whatever. And I like that their main bait is at the hotel desk. Ask us about our mutant discount because Lord knows from all their studies, mutants can't pass up a deal.
Oh, they love a bargain.
Yeah.
I love it. Like, oh, what is it? Oh, this is... Oh, was it like 10%? What's the...
Yeah, what's that? I'll risk persecution and torture and capture. Yeah.
What are the terms and conditions on the... to get the mutant discount?
Yeah.
Like, can I just walk in and be like, I'm a mutant. I'm just one of those ones that you can't see anything.
Surely have to do something. Well, the thing is, they don't say they're mutants, like, because Storm tells Gambit to put it back. Remember, she's the responsible one on this trip.
That's right.
She's probably like, oh, good thing I was here. Gambit totally would have asked about the discount.
Yeah.
I mean, he's from the Thieves Guild, for fuck's sake.
Gambit would have got us 10% off, and we're about writing off expenses here, Gambit. We're not here to get a discount. We're not trying to save money. We're trying to spend money to get offset on our taxes.
Yeah, no. Grab that receipt. Yeah, so that's their main ploy. They don't say they're mutants. In their computer, they kind of look into Storm's eyes. They do a little, like, analysis. Enhance.
That's right. They iris scan her, eh?
They iris scan her, and somehow they find, as they go in deep enough into her eye, oh, there's some footage from episode 1 of her turning into Storm and using her powers from the mall.
That's
Again,
right.
Someone in the writer's room is just going, yeah, there were just cameras everywhere, and everyone's got access to all this video.
It speaks to a organization, to the conspiracy, right, of hunting down mutants. That there's a organization that gets all the footage of anyone but will give it to anyone. That's the other thing.
Yeah, come get your mutant stock footage. Who wants it?
Yeah, and the Morlocks kind of come out of the drain, and they're like, "Do you have any Cyclops footage? Because we really need some for something. We're just planning a thing down here."
Our leader's got a bit of a crush on him. Did you notice that there was a tiny little scene where they're at the airport when we see Storm and Jubilee dressed up, ready to go on holiday, and Storm goes, "We better hurry. That's our flight." It reminded me one time when we were in Wellington Airport, and we were just there hanging out. We went for a coffee or something, and we started to go like, "Well, we better go towards the gate." And then you got a call, and you just went, "Yep, Dan Bain." Yeah, well, yeah, we're on our way. In the most calm voice ever. I was like, "Who was that?" And you said, "The plane's about to leave without us." And I was like, "What the fucking dude? Tell us to shake a leg, man."
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with Wellington Airport, right? Is that if you sit down in the kind of place that clearly they're like, sit down here and chill out, you miss all the announcements. So, I mean, I'm not going to hold myself responsible for that. Phone me up.
Dan Bain versus Air New Zealand. That's our follow-up
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Did you notice that they use some sexy X transitions in this? Like,
Yeah.
like the camera comes out with the letter X to show, now we're over here, now we're over here, now we're back to the ice, now we're in Genosha.
They've introduced kind of the X-Men equivalent of the Star Wipe. So they check into the hotel, and meanwhile, back in Canada, Wolverine's bliss is interrupted by, obviously, Sabretooth has tracked him down and is
Gonna ruin his fun.
gonna ruin his fun, gonna ruin his good time. And he makes a little plot with
Kiowak.
Kiowak, that's the one.
Yeah.
Who's like, I don't know, thinks he's like a snow demon or something.
He does. He
It's
goes,
like,
it's a snow demon. And he keeps going
Yeah.
on about it. And you'll help me, right? How can I trust you? And he's like, oh, you never cross a snow demon. They can read into your
Yeah.
eyes. And he has to go, fuck you, man. I'm a mutant, not a snow demon. Later. Give it a rest.
yeah. Sabretooth does kind of start getting a bit like, bro, like, like,
And clearly,
on.
this part of Canada they don't know about mutants. Because they allude in there, like, what is a mutant? How do you know about mutants? Blah, blah, blah. So mutants haven't reached it here. Like, if anyone's going to be friendly to mutants, maybe it's the Yukon here, rather than Genosha. And then Kiowak clearly is like, I'm going to lead Wolverine out to hunt in the open sea. They get there, and I don't know what he was planning to do out there. Maybe that's the instruction he got, or when he got out there, he's like, yeah, I can take it in open water. I know this canoe. I know this kayak. He don't know shit. I don't know. Either way, they notice the flames of the village being ransacked or destroyed back. They race back. The villagers are gone! Kiowak's like, oh no, this is all my fault. Betrayal. And then they decide to work together.
yes, to kind of hunt down Sabretooth, who's kind of done this.
So they have the final showdown. Do you know what was really interesting in this? We see a big change in Wolverine is he says, I don't care who started it. I don't want to fight anymore. Guys,
That's right.
this is a big character change.
It is a big character change, and it's interesting that it's driven not by the supposed moderating influence of the X-Men, but this kind of combative environment that he lives in, but rather the peaceful environment of being accepted into the tribe is what motivates and drives that change. Okay, what is Sabretooth's plan here? He's got all the villagers tied to an ice bridge.
He
Classic.
He
loves the ice bridge.
And he's got another bomb ready to go. He's got a new remote from this one as well.
Yes, new bomb at either end, and when he pushes the button, it'll start the thing, and the people will detonate and fall down the thing. And then he pushes the button, and he's like, "You've got 1 minute to get through me." It seems really convoluted.
So I don't think Sabretooth is a kind of like elaborate, layers of traps kind of guy. He's not Simon Says from Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah, and I think Sabretooth is not Jigsaw.
Come on, the Sabretooth we know would have murdered the entire village and gone, oh no, Wolverine, you made them die. You left them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I bet you're angry now. Now you'll fight me.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
By the way, Sabretooth really loves, he clearly bought himself some bombs on discount in bulk. He's like, all right, I've got to find some ice bridges and some time to use these bombs.
it is quite Roadrunner Coyote in many ways. You got that same kind of environment with precarious. You know how in Roadrunner there's always the precarious rocks up on the steps. Same deal here, but with ice bridges.
Yeah. And he's tied an entire village to the ice bridge? Do you know
there's
how
at
hard
least-
that would be logistically?
Must have taken a while.
Oh my god. Even if everyone was compliant, do you know how hard it is to tie 5 people down?
First of all, it started with 20 people. And he's just been like, oh, this is too difficult. Throw them over the edge. Into the, let's get a more manageable number. And then it's like, they keep regaining consciousness. And he's trying to tie one person up, and then another one wakes up. He's over there, just punches them in the head. Because he's got those claws. Like,
Yeah.
He's got claw fingers. I bet they're not very good for tying knots.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Like, fumbling away.
Yeah.
Some other like
Never see Edward Scissorhands
the old lady
tying
wakes
a
up.
fisherman's.
It's like, oh Jesus, poof.
Yeah. I did love it how when Wolverine actually goes and says them, they're ropes, and he decides to like just snap them with his strength rather than like he forgets he's got claws on his hands.
Dude, you got retractable knife hands. Come on.
Oh yeah, sorry. I gone soft in this one.
So Wolverine fights him eventually because he's like, well, it's bomb time. You've got a minute to get through me, and he's like, okay, well, I guess I have to.
All right, let's do it.
And they have kind of the acrobatic kind of fight.
Sabretooth ends up falling off the ice cliff, and there's plenty of those around.
Yeah, it has the classic moment where Sabretooth throws the snow in Wolverine's eyes.
I did notice this. He grabs some snow and throws it at Wolverine's eyes, and Wolverine goes, "My eyes!"
Yeah.
Snow in my eyes.
I mean, I can only assume that the reason that affects Wolverine so much is because Sabretooth pissed on that snow earlier.
I can smell it.
He's like, my eyes! It stings.
The yellow snow.
That's the other elaborate part of Sabretooth's trap. He's like, okay, I'm gonna tie all these people to this bridge, and then I'm gonna piss on this snow.
I do love at the end of this when they rescue the tribe, and near the end, Poyota says, "Thank you, my friend," and then does this massive like little rant about the old ways are different now, and the young people in the tribe are going to have to find new ways to carry the people forward, and blah 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 blah. And then Wolverine just goes, "You called me friend." Like he's not been listening. He just his takeaway was like, "You said we're friends."
He's just totally zoned out.
Yes.
And this guy is like reshaping the future of his entire community. Wolverine's just like, I think I made a friend.
So that wraps up Wolverine. What's he going to do from there? Like, where's he going to go to?
Yeah.
Is he going to go back to the X-Men? We don't know. All we know is he's left happy, having made a friend, and that Sabretooth is surely dead. We saw his body fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
So he must be dead forever.
Clearly he's actually probably fine because he's landed on all those other tribespeople over the edge. It's a real soft landing.
Yes.
And then our final kind of wrap up is we jump back to the team that are on the holiday resort, and surprise, surprise, the shutters come down and it fills up with
gas.
But
only in one room. Did you notice that? Like, so Jubilee goes into her bedroom and the shutters come down in her room and the gas starts pumping in. And she goes back into the living room and goes, guys, we're being gassed. But the windows on the front living room are not there. Like, they only had the budget for like, okay, we're going to shutter off one room. Which is it going to be?
Yes.
The bedroom.
Yeah, get the most dangerous one, the fireworks one.
Yeah, the teenager.
And then they kind of blast out the door. And,
that was cool. Gambit blasts out of there with his cards. Yeah,
that was cool. There's kind of these shitty robots.
There was so many of these robots and soldiers and flying jet things, and the aesthetic is really a bit Jason the Wheeled Warriors, or it doesn't look like it kind of belongs in this X-Men universe. It's too a bit spacey. Did you find that with the look of these security forces?
The Genoshan security forces, I was like, oh, this feels new. These and the thing that we discovered really quickly is that also they're shit because there's so many of them, and the three X-Men actually just kind of they're just cleaning up.
Yeah.
It's like robots exploding everywhere and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then
you don't think we should have maybe not bought the flying cars and put that funding into like more training, do you?
Always go for quantity.
Those flying motorbikes, they cost like about $2 million each. Like we could, employ some really good trainers with these old soldiers, don't you think?
No. Just get a high school graduate just on it. Give him 10 minutes riding around the car park. He'll be fine.
Yeah, and these D-grade Transformer looking robots.
They're so bad, and they're so fragile. They just explode. Blah blah blah. It seems very much like they're gonna make a just a perfectly clean escape.
Yeah.
But then suddenly a huge sentinel looms up, and it's like, oh, the real robots have arrived. Now you're in real trouble.
Substitutes, sucking, protocol, take over, show them how to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, a bit ironic considering how kind of average Sentinels have proved themselves in the past, but nonetheless, I thought this was quite an awesome moment. I like when
old Tentacle comes out.
Yeah, and just like the huge Sentinel head kind of looms up and that sort of thing. Obviously, the Sentinels returned to their they're really big. Kind of illustration style.
Yeah, put some trees in the same shot so everyone knows how big he is.
Yeah. This is really big. They're always really big.
Turns out the Sentinels were holidaying at the same resort.
That's the only assumption that we can make.
Did you notice that next to the "Ask us about our mutant discount" sign, there was also one that said "Ask us about our Sentinel discount"?
Yeah, and you can tell that the hotel is evil because they get 15%.
Bastards! I have a coupon.
So two really distinct and different storylines here.
I mean, well, the thing is, one. I know you're going to ask which one do you like better, or what are you about to make? What comparison are you about to draw, Dan?
Oh no, I was just curious as to which, because I think I liked the holiday trip.
Yeah,
I found more fun.
Yeah, clearly it's more. Yeah, I mean, the other one is Cold Vengeance.
Yes, the other one is Cold Vengeance. But also, like, the other one feels quite well trod. Like, it's well done, and
it's predictable as fuck, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
As soon as Wolverine is like woke, saved by the tribe, we all knew exactly what was going to happen. And it's fine. It's nice seeing him go through this journey of Wolverine's being happy and good for him, and he finally found peace in his heart and everything. He doesn't want to fight anymore. Good for you, but we all knew exactly what was going to happen. Whereas the other one's like, even like Cyclops, choose 3 X-Men. Well, which 3 is he going to choose?
Yeah, exactly. Also, what a sucker to be like, oh, there's a free holiday going. Maybe me and Jean Grey should go. Maybe I should treat my girlfriend to like a holiday on company time. No, send someone else.
And Professor X, did he go on holiday? I don't know. No one asked him. For all we know, he's rocking around the mansion on his own. What if he falls? X-Men! Oh, fuck! Oh, shit. They're all on holiday.
Damn it. Rogues at the mall.
Yep. And again, we get another to be continued. Every single episode has been a to be continued. It's great. What was your favourite bit in this episode?
Favourite bit on this episode? I think my favourite bit on this episode was 100% ask us about our mutant discount. Just no, hands down, no competition on that one.
And here's the clincher.
Loved that moment. Like, oh, look at this. They are friendly. Loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that my favourite moments are often kind of like, oh, Dan, some quirky bullshit that you've found amusing. The other bit that I really liked, that was just genuinely cool, was the Sentinel reveal.
Yeah.
At the end of the episode, I thought that was really.
Yeah.
Really
I found myself going a little. Oh, they're back.
It was just really well framed and animated, and just the reveal was really well done. I think, I loved it. Loved it. Thought that was really good. So yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. Certainly, it was a step up for me from the one from Captive Hearts, which you may remember. I was hot and cold on bits of that. But this one, apart from quite a well-trodden story from Wolverine, but nonetheless well done. I enjoyed, and I really enjoyed the "Let's Go on Holiday" subplot. I kind of want more of them in different outfits. You know what I mean?
Here's my holiday outfit. Here's my mall
I want
outfit.
holiday outfit. I want snow outfits.
Yeah.
Like, show me your Arctic Explorer version.
Isn't it funny? It's such a stupid little thing, but doesn't it make you go like, oh, they're like real people. Look, they got different clothes, like we do.
Yeah. Because they're so often like, here they are dressed in their everyday. This is my costume outfit. It's really fun when it's like, oh, look at you in a different. It's like when you're playing Mass Effect and then suddenly you get access to a wardrobe of casual clothes. And so when you're walking around the ship, you don't have to be in a military uniform anymore. You can be in a cocktail dress.
Yeah. When Beast gets out of jail, I want to see a big wardrobe from him.
We're coming back next week with...
And we'll find out what happens in Genosha.
We'll find out what happens in Genosha. That's going to be exciting. I assume there'll probably just be some confusion about passports. It probably feels like where it's going to go.
Did they get the discount?
And to answer that question, you'll need to tune in next week for the next part of X-Men the Animated Series Re-Examined, where Harv and I will continue to re-examine. As always, we'd love it if you are listening to the show. Why not subscribe? Just commit to the bit. Push the button, subscribe to the show. Also, if you're interested in following either Harv or myself in our various antics in the digital and analog spaces, we do both fairly regularly. You can find out where to see us, listen to us, or watch us creepily. Any of the links in the show notes. As always, when any kind of show starts out, though, the best thing you can do to help us out, if you do enjoy the show, is to tell a friend. So tell a friend if you have one. Otherwise, we will see you next week for
You called me friend
of this.
You called me friend.
Thanks, Harv.
Thanks, mate. See you later.
Cheers.
Bye.
See you next time. Bye. Are podcasts too interesting? Especially if you use them to fall asleep. I'm Dan Bain, and all 4 seasons of my podcast, Sleepy Time Mumbles, are interesting enough to listen to, but not interesting enough to keep you awake. Sleepy Time Mumbles, a podcast you can miss, wherever you get your podcasts.